Brownie the Cow. Up in the Northwest Highlands of Scotland lived a crofter and his wife, with their son named Tam, in a lonely little farm. The couple and their son enjoyed living in their craft, and they had a good life there. They also had a cow named Brownie. One day, the good wife went to the byre to milk the cow and found that the cow was not there. She called out to her husband and said, "Have you seen the cow?" "No, I haven't," came his voice from behind the house. She walked over to her husband and son and told them about the missing cow. Together, the three of them searched far and wide for Brownie, but the cow was nowhere to be found. "What shall we do without Brownie? We'll have no milk, no butter, no cheese. We'll get so thin," exclaimed the wife. "I'll go look for her," said Tam. And so he went, with a stout stick and a knapsack full of food. For his mother had said, "You'll be long away enough. It's a giant that has taken our Brownie. Here's some food." Tam walked and walked until he was hungry. As he sat and ate from the bag his mother had given him, he called out, "Brownie, Brownie, moo so I can hear you." Suddenly, far, far away, there was a faint mooing. Tam got up immediately and decided to follow the sound of her moos. After long walking a while, he called again, "Brownie, Brownie, moo so that I can hear you." This time the mooing was louder, and Tam headed towards the direction. When he felt tired, he sat down and called, "Brownie, Brownie, moo so that I can hear you." This time it seemed it was right underneath him. Tam listened carefully and climbed down the hillside to a cave. Inside, he found Brownie tied up fast by a rope. The rope was too thick and cut with his pocket knife. He had to undo the complicated knot. He tugged and pulled and twisted and came off the knot as long last. With Brownie free, he led her out of the cave and they set off for home. They had not got far when Tam saw two giants, one even bigger than the other, approaching them. "I don't like the look of those giants," said Tam. "With those great strides, they'll catch up with us in up to no time. What shall we do, Brownie?" Suddenly, Brownie spoke up and said, "Take a hair from my tail and lay it across the road." Tam pulled a hair from Brownie's tail and did what he was told to. The cow chanted, "Hair of my tail, hair of my tail, turn into a river so wide that none can cross but a bird on the wing." At once, the hair changed into a vast river, so wide that Tam could barely see the giants on the other side. All the same, the bigger giant of the two shouted across the river, "That's not going to stop me from catching you, you wee lad." He turned to the smaller giant next to him and ordered him, "Go fetch our biggest bull." The smaller giant scampered away and came back with the biggest bull Tam had ever seen. The mighty bull walked up to the river and in one giant gulp drank all the water, every last drop. Tam looked at Brownie, brows furrowed, and exclaimed, "What shall we do now, Brownie?" "Take a hair from my ear and lay it across the road." Once again, Tam did what Brownie asked him to do, and the crowd chanted, "Hair of my ear, hair of my ear, turn into a fire that nothing can quench except a wide river that none can cross but a word on earth." The hair turned into a fire that blazed as far as the eyes could see. "That'll not help you, my lad," said the giant, and called the bull. The bull spewed up all the river water it had drunk and put the fire out. "What shall we do now, Brownie?" asked Tam. "Take a hair from my back and lay it on the ground." Tam did so, and the cow now chanted, Hair of my back, hair of my back. Turn into a mountain ridge so high that none can cross but a bird on a wing. At once, the hare turned into a mountain ridge so high it was top out of sight. "That not help you, my lad," shouted the biggest lion. He sent the smaller one to fetch their giant drill. The giants drilled a hole right through the mountain. The bigger giant was very excited when he looked through the hole and saw the boy and his cow. He immediately tried to squeeze through it and catch him. But this was a giant mistake. He was too big. The more he struggled to get through the hole, the faster he got stuck. The smaller giant could neither push him forward or pull him back, try as he may. Nor he could drill another hole by himself. So he had to stay where he was. And stay he did until he turned himself to stone. And what about Tam and Brownie, you ask? Tam led Brownie safely to his mother and father. There she stayed and gave them milk for the rest of her days.